Okay, good morning once again. We are here to continue with our topic on stock exchange. And today is going to be the final part of it. Today, we are going to talk about the functions of stock exchange. But before we start with the function, let me recap what we have done so far, pointing out certain key things. You remember we learned about the meaning of stock exchange, where we said that we are looking. Now remember, stock means shares. Exchange. So you understand when you say you are exchanging something. And why? What are you exchanging? You bought shares from a company, and because of one reason or another, you don't want to keep the shares. You want to transfer the share to another person. So that's where you go there, and then the shares are exchanged. So you sell the shares and you take your money. That's why we said that the stock exchange is a secondary market. Remember, if you have secondary market, it means you have primary market. And remember, I have told you, or we have learned, that when we say primary market, when we say secondary market, it doesn't mean that there are two structures there. And then this market, like you know, from your various towns, you have market days. So you have a place and say this is so and so market, this is so and so market. So if I say primary market, you may think that there is a structure there. And then if you want to buy, say, then you go there. And that's no, that is not it. The primary and then the secondary nature of it is about when the transaction took place. Remember, in the primary market, we said that is where the companies come out. A company is incorporated, a company is formed, and they are selling their shares for the first time. That is what we call the initial public offer, IPO. Then it means they are operating in a primary market. Somebody bought shares from that company that time. After 10 years, the person doesn't want to keep the shares because of one reason or the other. It may happen that shares that the person bought at 1 Ghana cedi per share, now it is being sold at, let's say, 10 Ghana cedi. So the person thinks that if I should sell my shares right now, I'll make more money. Then this person will sell the shares. And then you have to go to the stock market. Remember, you cannot go to the company and say you are giving the shares to them. So you go to the stock market and then you exchange. So that is why, so we talk about the meaning. We said that it is an organized market where securities, and security we learned is a general term for shares, for debentures, and other instruments. Then we have what we call financial markets. Under the financial market, the stock exchange is part of financial market. But this financial market, which is a security market, is divided into two. They have the money market that deals with short-term securities, and we also said we have the capital market that deals with long-term securities. And we said stock exchange is an example of the capital market. Then when you come to the capital market, primary market, secondary market, which I've even just reiterated, I've said it again, I've repeated it. Then we came to the members at the stock exchange or the stock market. The two main members we talk about the broker, then we talk about the jobber. We have explained that one. Then apart from the two, we have other members, other dealers in the stock market. The bull, the bear, and then the star. Now remember, if you want to find out the history of the bull, why they say bull? Remember, we said a bull market is the market where prices are rising. And the bull is a person who anticipates that there's going to be increase in the price of share. So he buys the share at the current price, so that when the price increases, then he will sell to make profit. So it is talking about increase. Why did they use the animal bull? Go and find out how the bull attacks its enemy with the horn. It starts from down and then it attacks you like this. That is what, so it from down to up. So that is why they say bull. And the bear, find out how the bear attacks its enemy. From up to down. It does this. But the bull does this. The bear does this. So if I do this, I'm going down. If I do this, I'm coming up. That's why they use the bear to mean decrease in price. So the bear will anticipate that there is going to be a fall in the price. Just like the bull, the bear does this to attack its enemy. And when that anticipation comes, then the bear will sell the shares they have now. If he has shares now, and it is now 5 Ghana cedis per share, he will sell it. So that if the price falls to, let's say, 3 Ghana cedis, he will sell. No, he will buy it back at the 3 Ghana cedis and make the profit of the difference, which is the 2 Ghana cedis per share. So that is that. And the start, we said they deal in new shares. Then we came to the procedure. We went through the procedure. Is there, you can check. But let me retrieve this. There's what we call T plus 3. Now, on the stock market, I have told you before, but I'm reiterating. On the stock market, what happens is that when transactions are executed, when I say when transactions are executed, the broker met the client, and then the broker picked the shares of the client, and then the broker went to sell the shares on behalf of the investor. Okay. Now on that day, it had been executed, it had been done, transaction has been executed. Now what is it? The shares have been sold, but payment will not be done on that day. It has what they call 3-day cycle after transaction. So when the transaction is done, the actual payment will be done after 3 days. So that's what they call T plus 3. So it is not like you go to the normal market where you want to buy any commodity, you want to buy tomatoes, you want to buy cassava, and then you pay the money immediately unless the person is giving to you on credit. Here, you will not get it. It is after 3 days. So take note of that one too. Now let's come to what we have for today. Very simple, straightforward. Some of the things have already been done. The first one, very simple, straightforward. We said that the stock exchange is a platform or an avenue. So it's a platform or it's an avenue. It is a means of raising funds or long-term capital for business operations. So when companies want to raise long-term capital, they can do so through stock exchange. They can sell debentures. So people will buy the debentures. The public is giving the company loan. And this loan will be kept for, remember we have learned that debentures are long-term loans that the companies go for when they need additional capital. And that can be done through stock exchange. Remember, stock exchange is a place where you can buy and sell securities. So it serves as a platform or avenue or means for raising long-term capital for companies or business operations. So that's number one. The second example is very simple and straightforward. Remember, we said the stock exchange is a secondary market, which means it allows you to sell your shares. So you can convert the shares into cash at the stock market. In other words, if you are no more interested in keeping the shares, you can sell the shares and have money and have cash. So the second one says that it makes it possible for investment. The investment is your shares. to be converted into cash. So that is why that's even the most important reason some people buy shares, the capital gain. So if the person sees that he bought shares at 1 cedi per share, and then after some years, he can now sell the shares at 10 Ghana cedis, 20 Ghana cedis per share. This person will go to the stock market and sell the shares to someone else, and then he will get cash money. So that is that point. The next point, which is very simple and straightforward, is that you remember when we were talking about the procedure for buying and selling shares. We learned that when the client goes to see the broker will have discussion with you, and then the broker will want to find out your investment objective. If he sees that you have short-term investment objective, then he will advise you to buy another instrument. So you see, they give advice. They are experts who know very well. They are knowledgeable in the stock market. So they can give professional advice on the securities you have to buy or select, and then how to manage your security. When to sell, when to buy, when to do what, they can give you pieces of advice. The next one is that in the stock market, they quote the prices of the shares of the listed companies. And the prices of the shares that are prevailing in the stock market, that is what we call quotation. So when you say quotation, we are referring to the prevailing prices of the various companies in the stock market. So when prices are quoted, it will enable people to know, the potential investors to know how well a company is doing, the goodwill of a company, or how the company is performing. So that's why we said that it provides quotation for share prices. This serves as, what is the this is referring to the quotation that is given, the price that is given. So it will serve as the yardstick. And what are we using the yardstick for? For measuring the performance and goodwill of the company. So that if you want to buy shares from any company, you want to invest in shares, you know which company you have to invest, which one you are not supposed to invest. The next one is that the stock market protects the interests of investors. So when you are buying shares, you don't have to be afraid. There are rules. The stock market operates within the legal framework. There are rules and regulations. So nobody does things the way they want to do. You do it in accordance with the rule. So the investor is safe. So investors' safety is assured. Then finally, it regulates the activities of the listed companies. Just as we have said, there are rules there. The Securities and Exchange Commission, which we call SEC, is there to monitor the activities of every company that is listed there. Because of that, fraudulent activities are checked by the Securities and Exchange Commission, so that your safety is also assured. So this brings us to the end of our topic on stock exchange. Our next topic is going to be sources of business finance. Till we meet again, it's bye-bye and good morning.